This is an educational example based on my personal approach. Results vary widely, and nothing here guarantees profit or future performance. Hello, and welcome to the Trading with Ashley show. I am wearing my red because we had another glorious red day in the market. Now, if you are trading and you see red and you're fearful of red and you're not sure what to do, that's where joining a community can really help you. We had a great strategy session today with my members, and we were able to strategize, and so many of them are more calm now that they're in a community. They have experience behind them, and they go into trades more boldly, and we do them safely and conservatively. If you're interested in hearing from some of our newer members, I am going to leave a short video at the end for those of you that are interested. Now, for everybody else, we have a lot to talk about today. I have given my members 10 stocks in the buy levels that I am interested in going in heavier if we continue to see pressure on the market. Now, MU earnings are tomorrow. We did have the South Korean stock market pull back quite a bit. That caused volatility coupled with what we have going on with the selling of the pension funds. They're trying to rebalance all of their pension funds, and they need to get rid of some of their equities and go into bonds. So all that has come together this week and caused some elevated IV. It's incredible if you are an option seller, but you want to do it safely. You don't want to be too aggressive with your sold puts, and you don't want to go out at a medium level. You either want to take advantage of something that's expiring this week, because if you do, more than likely we're going to see a short-term bounce, and that would make your trade safer, or you're going to go out a little bit further in time. I like to go out to December with sold puts, and I like to go down really low. That's because if the market's under more pressure, it usually works out pretty good for those trades, because worst case scenario, my money is tied up for a little while. I'm getting paid handsomely for it, and I potentially get the stock at that level. If the market does go up between now and then I can wiggle out a lot of those positions early and reuse that capital. So I am going to go over today with you an MU buy level for me, a Google buy level, and an AMD buy level. Again, if you want all of the buy levels and all of the trades that come with all of these stocks, I'd love for you to join the inner circle. But what we're going to look at today, and it's going to help you in the decision tree when you go to sell puts, I like to go for trades that offer me at least a 30% annualized return based on the capital that I am putting up for trade. And so a lot of times that's a sold put, and it can accomplish that. But if the strike price is much lower than where the stock is trading, I might look at a put credit spread. So today I'm going to show you a couple of decisions that I'll be making on selling puts or looking at a put credit spread, and you'll better understand at the end of this video how to craft one and what I actually look for. Let's go jump into the details so you can be prepared for all the action that tomorrow brings. First up is Micron. Now, earnings are tomorrow, so you can either wait until after earnings, see if there's a pullback, and look at this trade, or you can take this pre-earnings as long as you've got the cash and or margin without using too much to insulate you against drawdowns. So this is what I'm looking at right now. We're still in a bullish mode. That RSI is right there at 57, so that's encouraging. And we are approaching the 20-day moving average. But if I am going to be selling a put, especially prior to earnings, and I'm looking for an entry, I'm going to look right here around this 750 level, because look what happens here. This closes a gap if we are to pull down to that 763 level. So I'm going to make myself just a little bit safer. This is the 50-day moving average right there at about 761. Now, if you want to take this trade and you don't mind going out further in time, let me show you the premium you can get if you go with 750 for a December strike. Once you get on the option chain, I've selected December the 18th of 2026. Look right here at the 750 strike. This is a very conservative delta. It's under 0.2. And right now at this moment in time, it's offering about $107 per share to put up $750 per share. Now, that is a really good trade, because if you consider the premium, if you just keep the premium, let's say you stayed in this trade for the entire time that you're in it, a little bit less than 6 months, then the premium alone is about a 28% annualized return. So that's a really healthy relationship between the risk to reward dynamic. Now, there's a bonus here. If you already want Micron, then what you can do is you can take this, $107 a share, and then you can go and buy a couple of shares of Micron with the premium. So then if you don't get the shares, at least you have exposure to Micron in the longer term. Next up is Google. Now, Google is in a very different spot than what we just saw with Micron. Google is actually low on the RSI. It's at about 37. And you can see right here, it's approaching its 100-day moving average right there at about 340. It came up a little bit after hours, but that's something to watch. We've already blown through the 50-day moving average. And so if you're looking at a trade like this, you want to insulate yourself against further drawdown. So I've looked at the 290 strike. Why 290? Well, you can see right here, there is a little bit of a gap right here at 306. And you also have this 200-day moving average at 312 to potentially cause a bounce when you are looking at heading back up. So if we go through that and we come down further, 290 would be an area, it's right below 300, that I think your buyers would step in. Let's go look at the premium that we can get if we go further out in time for this trade. Once you get to the option chain, you can look right here at 12/18/2026. Here's the 290 strike. Now my deltas are good, they're 0.18. But this premium is not that rich. I would get at this point $965, so $965 a share, for putting up $290 per share to buy 100 shares of Google. So that's only giving me about a 6% annualized return. So I like Google, but I don't particularly like this trade. Let me show you a modification that would offer you a lot more for the risk to reward dynamic. To accomplish something closer to about a 30% annualized return, I decided to go with a put credit spread. Now look at my inputs. Here is the $255 put. This is sell to open, but this is requiring far less capital because I am also buying to open the 240 put. Now the distance between these two, the difference is how much collateral I will need, and here's the credit I will receive. So if I place this trade tomorrow and I receive $1.40, I'll get $140, and I will have to have enough collateral to support the trade. How much is that? You take 55 minus 40, that equals 15, and then you multiply it by 100. So it's $1,500 is what it would require to open up this trade. The reason you don't see $1,500 here is it's giving you this credit right here that you get to keep regardless of the outcome of the trade. Now, if I put on this trade, this gives me closer to a 28% annualized return. When you're looking at the $1,500 I'm having to put up for the trade versus what I am receiving. So that's good. That's a good risk to reward dynamic. Now, one thing to consider is if you take a trade like this and you have limited funds, you may decide to exit the trade at a 50% profit. If something goes drastically wrong with Google and it looks like you might be breaching this 255 at any point, you may consider just shutting down the trade and calling it a day. At that point, the trade would be in a loss. But if you have enough capital to actually break this apart, what you could do is you could take profit on the 240 purchase put, and then you could roll down and out the 255 sold put. That's more of an advanced trade, breaking it apart. That's something we do teach inside the community. Now let's go look at the last trade I have for you today, and that's AMD. So if you can see right here, it's also in a bullish mode, 56 on the RSI. And then right now, after market, it's trading at around 522. So when I look at this chart, I see we're trading in the middle of the band right here. But if I wanted to be super conservative and go down lower, I could look at something right here filling this gap. That's a pretty steep drop. That's about 360. I think I'm comfortable going with something around 400. Right here is the 50-day moving average. If we dip below that, right there about 420 and get down to 400, again, it's a strong psychological level. You can also see there's some candle touches here supporting that $400 level. Let's go look at what kind of premium we can get if we go out a little bit further in time. Going on to the option chain, you can see this is 12/18/2026. Looking at that $400 strike, deltas are respectable, 0.2, but I'm just not getting enough premium. Now, I would be receiving $43 a share for putting up $400 a share, which sounds like a lot of money, but if you look at the annualized dynamic, that's only about 21%. Because of that, I am going to look at a put credit spread going even lower. Let me show you the setup that I found. This is a much better risk to reward dynamic. Let's look at the particulars. Here's your 350 put, so we're much lower than the 400 that I was initially looking at. Here's your 340 buy to open put. Now, at this moment in time, I'd receive $2.80 a share. So what you're looking at here is it would be $280 in profit for putting up $1,000 to take this trade. That's a 28% return in less than 6 months. So annualized, that ends up giving me 56% annualized return on my money. Now, credit spreads are inherently a little bit riskier because you could lose the entire amount if those strikes are breached. And if you have a small account, that could be really difficult for you. But if we stay well above that 350, then in fact, this actually is an easier trade to make. It takes less capital, so there's less risk there. And we're going with a much lower strike with that 350. So sometimes credit spreads actually work better than the initial trade. It just depends on what your goal is. Is your goal to actually get assigned the shares and hold on to them to sell covered calls, or are you just looking for a premium grab and you want something that's considered a more conservative trade? I hope you found that helpful. I have a lot of my community members that have been watching me for 6 months, a year and a half, and they finally decided to join, and they are so happy with what we provide within the inner circle, and they are able to attack their trades with a lot more confidence. This week alone, we have collected over $20,000 in premium. Now, these trades, they're not yet ours to call and win. Some of them are shorter term, some of them are longer term, but we're putting our money to work. How did we have the money to put to work? Just yesterday, we closed out a lot of our trades. My guidance to the community was that I was closing out a lot of my profitable trades in the memory sector. That includes MU, that includes DRAM, that includes MULL, anything like that, because I wasn't greedy. I didn't want to catch the tippy top. I was just happy that we had made so much money, and I wanted to go ahead and cash up for opportunities like today presented. So if you want that kind of support, you'll find it in the inner circle. Now, for those of you that want to watch a really great video I did with one of my good friends, Stocks with Josh, he's talking about a really cool concept I think you'll love. It's talking about buying a stock at market close and selling it at market open to gain that overnight jump, which typically does happen overnight. If you want to watch that, you can watch it right here.